Did you know that 90% of hacks happen because of just 3 mistakes? Here's what they are and how to fix them today. In this video, I'm going to talk about different methods, but also watch till the end if you want to see how to protect yourself. Phishing is the number one method for initial access, and phishing is still responsible for major worldwide breaches like Sony or Colonial Pipeline and others. Those brought a lot of attention in the media. How does it work? It's actually pretty simple. There's always an email if it's a standard phishing, can be SMS if we're talking about a smishing, or it's a call from an unknown number or some support, which is called vishing. The goal is the same: to perform an action, to make someone to give credentials or disclose some certain information. And always there's a sense of urgency. They create the circumstances in which victim will not be able to think freely and have to do certain actions before the bad consequences appear. Understand that in order to protect yourself, just be curious, first of all, and then double check if it's a legitimate request. Do not just blindly trust everything you see on an email these days, and always verify it. Method number 2: credential theft and weak passwords. Attackers frequently use stolen credentials or weak passwords to get access to the system. And when there's a weak password, they usually kind of find out the access to the system through brute forcing, which is trying different passwords until the right one is found. Another technique is to use the credential stuffing. Credential stuffing is when there was a breach and the password was previously in the breach, and there is a cool website that can actually show you if you're in a breach or not. But the thing is, this website will not show your exact password. But there are a lot of different websites on the dark web especially, which can show your exact password, where an attacker can then copy it and then try to use it on the different websites. This is the way everything works, and that's why a lot of those breaches come in handy when someone's trying to get access to at least one of your accounts or maybe your email. And this is why reusing passwords is a bad habit. I mean, this is good for you because you remember your one and only password, but it's bad for the security because if your password is in a breach, which you might not be aware of, then someone can easily get access to your email or other accounts, which you don't want to happen. Understand that in order to protect yourself from credential theft and those weak passwords related threats, you just have to employ a different habit of using your passwords. Probably the best option will be the password manager, which just keeps everything nice and organized, but also gives you more security by just generating random passwords for literally every website you use. Also, just a side note, you can subscribe to some services from your bank account or from different sources like password managers itself, when they can notify you if your email was in a breach. This way you can be more protected and react immediately by changing your password on a breached website. And of course, method number 3 is malware. Malware is a malicious software that infects your computer and can perform literally any action. And ways to deliver this malware to you, like there is no exact list of it, it just depends on creativity and also different software that you have on your computer as well. So one of the ways, I think it's the most frequent one, is through email attachments. So like there's an email attachment and this email attachment has malware in a Word document or a zip archive which says, hey, this is a password, open it, and then it infects your computer. Or for instance, downloading the remote desktop application through the support phone call, where the support engineer says to download your malware or legitimate remote desktop and give the most permissions possible. All these situations are common, and a lot of the company breaches can actually start like that. Also, there is another one, actually downloading some software from the internet, but in real life you have to buy a license for it, and you don't want to do that, so you go to the website with hacked software and download the malware directly from that website or through the torrent. These are the most common ways. Also, there is a ransomware. Ransomware can be delivered by any of these methods as well. And in order to stay protected, you have to understand that downloading illegitimate software from third-party websites without paying for it can be actually pretty bad for your security because it can contain malware. So always make sure that you can clearly view the sender and you're actually expecting something from that sender. You can ask them directly if this email is what they have to send to you or the request is legitimate. Again, double check everything. Do not fall victim of malicious attachments or software. Stay updated on recent hacks and then update your operating system as well. You can be safe by just following basic rules. Subscribe to my channel. Stay safe. Bye.